Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I hope your day is going good. First, I want to talk about Perfect Partners, which is going on until September 30th, or will supplies last. There are 6 bundles. You can, if you already have the stamp set, you can just get the dies, or you can buy the bundle together and save 10%. There's the Apple Harvest, the Fresh Cut Flowers, This Birthday Piggy, Trimming the Tree, Waterfall Canyon, and Yeti to the Party. So if you're interested in any of those, you might want to get that order in soon because the 30th is coming up very quickly. Also, below the description of this, you will find my link to my online store, my email address. There's also a new link to my Facebook group. It is a private group. You'll have to answer a couple questions to join the group. But once we get enough people into the group, we will start trying to have some lives, some stamp-alongs, and some different things over on Facebook. So don't forget to sign up for that. Also in the description, you will find all the product I used for this card and all the dimensions. So, you know, I've been doing fall cards for the last few days. And because, like I said, I wasn't ready for Christmas yet, and I'm still not. But my order came, and I got a couple of these. I just couldn't resist a couple of them. So I'm not going to tell you which ones. We're going to do one today and one on Wednesday. So I'm going to show you the first one, and then we will move on. I got this little piggy. Let me get the glare out of there. I couldn't resist him. He was just too cute. So I had to get him. And this is the card we're going to make today. It's just a simple little card. It says he's traveling to his friend's house in his little wagon. And in the inside, it says, this little piggy says, happy birthday. So like I said, it's a very simple card. I haven't got my dies or anything out yet because I wanted to show you what we're going to be using. We're not going to be doing this exactly the same way, and I'll explain why in a few minutes, but it's going to be very similar. And of course, the famous envelope. So this little piggy has a lot of great little verses. It's really cute, but the dies really set it apart. So we know we're going to use the little guy here with his balloon. So I'm going to pull him out. And I'm going to be using this little piggy says happy birthday and we. And I'm not going to go over everything, all the sayings in here, but they're pretty nice. Thinking of you, hope it's the best. It's your day. So very simple. But the dies are really quite cool. There's a wagon. We're going to be using that wagon. Here's the die for the little pig. We have a banner here. And these are little additional wheels that you make and put onto the wagon. We have a little banner and a bow and flowers and leaves. And these are the other 2 piggies. The grass, it actually cuts into your paper, and then you can lay some green or put some greenery behind it, which is rather cute. This is another handle. You can put a different handle on your wagon. Some flowers. So a lot of nice little pieces in there. So, but we are going to be using... That's it. Just those 2 dies. I've already die cut the wagon for us. I had to think for a second. And I have grabbed a few blocks out already. Not putting them too square in the middle though. So, and then the 2 dies. We'll use those in a bit. Now I did grab something else from another set. The only balloon in this set is hooked to the little piggy, which means if I wanted a balloon, I had to take and block him off, which you could do, and block him off and just stamp your balloon. But I didn't want to go to that much work since I had Elephant Parade and I had a perfectly good balloon all by itself. So I grabbed the balloon out of Elephant Parade to use for my balloons inside my card. But you could use this one by blocking with some Post-its and just coloring the balloon itself. you know, both way would work, but I was cheating a little bit. And so if you happen to have that set, you might want to cheat also. So let's get out our supplies and everything we need to stamp. Oop, there's a tire. Gotta grab him. Well, there's one tire. There should be another one on the desk. We'll find him in a minute. Oh, there's the other tire. I know you can't see them. They're right here. I did the tires in black. They're very tiny, and they've got, let me see if I can hold this up so you can see them. You see they got a little wheel tail in the center? But they're very tiny. I'm going to set them on the desk so I can actually see them off to the side. This is our envelope. Got a few pieces, one for the inside and one for doing some stamping of the little guy that we're going to be coloring. And then some scraps, and there's the wagon. It's got a lot of nice wood detail in it. And these are pieces to make the outside of our card. I'll go over those dimensions in a few minutes. Well, I might go over the dimensions, because the fact is, I had the dimensions, my paper with the dimensions sitting here next to me, and they have seemed to disappeared on me. So, there they are. Don't you know how you lose things in the morning? So we're going to grab two of these, and we're going to set some of this else off to the side. So first we're going to get the little piggy stamped, and the stuff we're going to be using the blends on, because it needs to sit for just a few minutes before we do anything. And this is Memento. And yes, if you hear the garbage trucks, I'm sorry, it is garbage day again. Nice firm press. Our Piggy's nice. And that's it for that piece. We'll come back to we're going to put the "we" on there. Next, we need to do the little balloons. Let me grab a piece of paper here, so I don't want the tails going off. Always check your envelope, make sure it's going the right direction. I'm just going to stamp a couple little balloons. You're only going to get part of a balloon on two sides. That's why I grabbed the paper. So we'll color him in a few minutes. And then we're going to grab our verse. And now we're going to temporarily close the Memento. And we're going to grab Pacific Point. And we're going to stamp in the center of our card for the inside. Make sure it's good and covered. And go in the middle, about right there towards the top. Cute little saying. We're going to also take the "we" and we're going to stamp him right. Oop, I didn't leave enough room. Let's move him more in the middle over here. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. And then we do need a couple more balloons. And we'll leave it like that. So we're going to set all these pieces with the Memento on them and over here in front of me and let them dry. And we are going to start assembling the card for a few minutes, and we'll come back to coloring. Boy, I'm having some morning, aren't I? Let's have another sip of tea. More caffeine might help. So this is our card base. It's Pacific Point, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I did not burnish this one yesterday. I just cut it and folded it. So let's give it a good burnish. And then we have two pieces here. And this is the whiter piece. This one is 2 1/4 by 5.5, and this is 2 by 5.5. Now this paper, also wood grain on it, this is from the Hostess pack that is in the mini celebration book. This is called Celebrating Everything. And I thought it was a pretty little check, so That's the one I picked out for this card. And then this smaller piece, this one is 1 1/4 by 4 1/4, and this is 1 by 4 1/4. So we're going to first attach these two together. Ugh. Let me unclean the top of my glue bottle before it sticks to something else. You can use whatever adhesive you like to use. I'm a glue girl. And you know I also like to use my grid. So I'm moving this down. I'll show you where I'm going. Since this is 1 1/4, I need to straddle a 1-inch area. Because this piece of paper is going to go right to the edge of the cardstock. And to the edge of the other cardstock. Now, sometimes when you cut, you get off a little bit. And if you do, don't worry about it. And I'll show you what we're going to do in the end if there is some off. And then this one's the same thing. This one is 2 1/4. So I'm trying to space it in between a 2-inch block. So this piece here will line up right in there. It's just me. I like to try to get things as straight as possible. Okay. Now, this one is going to go on the cardstock this direction. And I wanted this approximately, that's why I'm coming over here. I believe it is at 1 inch. Yeah, it's about a 1/2 inch from the side. But you can move it around. It doesn't have to be there. You can move this any pattern any way you want it. Oop. That's one thing about glue. Glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room. And this one is just about the same, so I'm just going to move it up here. And it's a 1/2 inch going across this way. Get that down. Make sure this sides are. And then you flip it over like this and open it up. And can you guys see there's just a little bit? For some reason, I must have cut it just a little bit off. So I'll just grab my snips. Do this from the back side, so it gives you a guide. Problem all solved. And you've taken off literally a hair. So like I said, there's an easy way to fix that if it's a little too long. Okay. So let's work on coloring real quick. All these lovely pieces. So I'm not using a lot of blends. Grabbed a few, not a lot. So let's color the balloons first. Really the little piggy to last. I'm going to grab a piece of paper. And we're going to grab first the light Flamingo. Oh, I almost forgot something very important. Grab a piece of cardstock if you're going to use blends on your envelopes. Shove a piece of cardstock. Just doesn't have to be a good piece, just a piece of scrap, just to cover your area. If you don't, you're going to bleed through to the back side of your envelope. That's almost right good. Little pink there, and I'm going to do these simultaneously because I'm going to put a pink one here. the nib on. This is Flirty Flamingo, if I didn't say, and this is the dark Flirty Flamingo. And then we're going to grab the light Pool Party. That's the dark Pool Party. That's the light Pool Party. I didn't tell you that DSP, the other color in that is Pool Party. So that's why I use the Pool Party cardstock. I almost forgot to do the one on the card here. And a little bit of dark, just for a little accent there on the card. And a little bit on his tail there. And the other one is going to be Balmy Blue. Like I said, this is an easy coloring project. Doesn't take but a few minutes. Not getting fancy and blending, I'm just coloring. So like I said, we're going to do this card because I want to show you the bundles, a couple of them. So I got 2 of them. And the other one I'll show you on Wednesday. I'm not telling you which one though, but you'll like it. It's cute. And then I thought I'd also show you, and then we'll go back to doing some more Halloween and Thanksgiving for a few more days before we dive into the real Christmas. So there's those 2 all colored up, and let me grab my piece of cardstock. You can see a little bit of color there. This was one of my backs I've cut. It's still usable. The other side's just fine. Like I said, I always have extra. This 4 by 5 1/4. I always have, when I do them, I'll cut up, 3 or 4 sheets at a time. So I have them ready because that's a base size of most cards. So that's why I have them that way. So let's go ahead and color the little Piggy here. And he is mostly Flirty Flamingo. He's a pink Piggy. I know most pigs I see are gray, but I wanted a pink Piggy. He could have been purple. Thought about Highland Heather. But the young lady that's getting this card, I'm not so sure she would be thinking Highland Heather was the coolest thing or not. So yeah, it's going to a very special young lady. And then look at the calendar and say her birthday. I gotta get this card in the mail tomorrow, so it gets there before her birthday. So just coloring a little dark Flirty Flamingo on his feet and his nose, and I decided to put a little bit right here into the ear. Like I said, it's not a fancy coloring job. And the balloon is Balmy Blue. Start with light. And a little bit here. Then I'm going to go ahead and do his cake first. His cake is light Pool Party. Doesn't everybody want a blue birthday cake? Yeah, it's one thing. You can have cakes made out of anything you want, any color you want. I'm going to take a little bit of the dark. Did grab a little bit of the light Smoky Slate So I could wanted the plate in here. And this is light daffodil. That's for the flame, and I forgot to color the balmy blue for the candle. There we go. So that's our little piggy all cut out and colored. Well, not cut out yet. That's the other thing you should know. All of the dies in those perfect partner sets are designed to go through the mini cut and embossing machine. Little cranky. He's been very good this week, so he's been put through his challenges this week by me. So let me get my dies out here. And first I'm going to cut my little piggy off here so it fits through the machine. And find the missing plates that have hidden under. You know, I get started working and then things just mysteriously hide. Does that happen to everybody else too? You know you just seen it, but you can't find it. Anyhow, it lines up. You can see where everything goes really quite nicely. But I want to hold this in place. Like that. Quick little. Oh, I had the plates too straight. It does not like its plates straight. That's how he got his name. Set those there for just a moment. So there's our cute little die cut. Set it over there. Now we're going to cut. I said there was that cute little banner in there. Now, the first card I made, I didn't use the banner. And there was a reason for that. I knew the banner was in there. I'd taken the banner out. I did not have my magnetic bow out there in the living room where I was working. And this little guy went AWOL. And I couldn't find him, and I needed to finish the card. So I grabbed my punch, my double oval punch, and used it. In the cleaning up process, look what's found. So today we're going to use it the way I had originally decided to use it. So we're going to cut out a piece of Pool Party. We're going to run that through the machine. Little Cranky is being very cranky this morning. Like I said, sometimes he's just cranky. Okay. Fine. Sometimes, did you see what I did? I just flipped my plates around and went the other direction. Like I said, this is why he got the name he did. Not that I don't love him, because I do. And this gives you a nice banner, which has got a nice, let's see if I can get that up so you can see it. You see the nice little border around it? So we cut that. And then where did I put the we? This is why the we the first one I got too close to the edge, because the we has to have enough room, you can see here, to go in the middle. Well, it's not quite middle, but it's close enough. Like I said, the young lady that's going to get this card, I'll put a jewel here. I hadn't planned on putting a jewel there, but she'll love a jewel. sometimes you just have to trim things with this. All right. Didn't do the best job on this, but it will work. So what I'm going to do is just snip this right in half. And then I'm going to attach it like this. And I'm just going to use a couple little glue dots for that. Make sure you got the glue dot on the side that has the, put it about that far, not a lot. And then we're going to put a little bit here. Because I'm going to put dimensionals underneath of it, so just putting a glue dot to hold it works just fine. Turn this around. So I want to make sure I still have my little embossed line on there. And that looks about right. I did get a little off and a little crooked, but you know, the "we" is not exactly straight. And I think I will put a little bling or something right there, or a butterfly or something for her. So anyhow, let's assemble this lovely card. Whoop. Let me grab the base I threw way back there. Let's put the inside of the card in. And I thought I was going to put some bling on air, but unfortunately, my bling is in the other room. I didn't bring it in today when I started this card. Like I said, don't forget to go over and subscribe to the Facebook page. It is a private group, but there's 2 simple questions you have to answer. And then we can start doing some lives. Then you can actually see what happens, how my creative mind actually works. Whoop. I gotta find this piece over here, guys. So hang on. The tires are moving. So I'm going to flip these tires over. And I'm going to grab those dimensionals again. And I'm going to take my little pick here. I tried to pull the black dimensionals off on this, and it actually ripped the little tires. So I'm just going to pop those right over the top. So I would suggest, if you're using black, take the equate the glue dots to your tires. Like that. You got little black tires now on your card. So this little guy is going to sit up in here like this. So I just took a tiny bit of glue. And just put a tiny bit there just to help hold it while I'm getting all the dimensionals on here. So anyways, back to the sign. I'm going to put some bling on this. I don't have the bling in this room. But before I take the final pictures to post, I will get some bling on there so you can see what I decided to put on there. It's probably going to be some brass butterflies. She does like butterflies. And like I said, she's a very special young lady. And I seriously doubt that she's watching this show. Her mother might, but... Oh, I told you I cleaned my office. This is got supplies going back. This is quite old. Some of you may remember this. This is the most current. So I was like, whoa, I got all 3 generations of Stamping Up here at one time. Thought I'd show you that. I thought it was rather funny. But what I'm after right now is my mini dimensionals. I found the minis to be the easiest to put on the back of this little wagon. Should have made the wagon red, I guess. Of course, I have a wagon out in my backyard and it's black. So I guess it could have been any color. I'm putting just a couple there on either side, hooking this to the wagon, about like that. And the Dimensionals work out best on that. And then I'm going to switch over to the big ones. So I guess we better use the Ancient Path first. And no, if someone's wondering, I have not found the black Dimensionals yet. I found other Dimensionals, as you can see. So I'll put one in here, and one there, and one there. I don't want it to come apart. This does have to travel to Southern California, so I don't want it falling apart. And then this one keeps on moving on me. But we'll stop that. We'll just put a dimensional right there. Put one on either side of where you made that cut, then it won't move. Okay. So we're going to put our little guy here. And I decided he's running on the blue road, about like that. If some of you are wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually making a little press on each of these. It makes getting the backs off the dimensionals so much easier. I learned that tip from another Stampin' Up demonstrator. Her name is Susan LaCroix. I can't remember what state she lives in, but her and her daughter have a, daughter's name is Julie Davidson. And they have a channel and do a show every Sunday, which I watch, which is quite good. So just give them a plug, and that's where I learned about doing that. I was always fighting with them, and I don't fight with them anymore. This is the best thing. I used to take my pick and pull them off, and this is so much easier. And there's our little wee, like that. And then I will put some bling on that for her. And then we got a little envelope. So there's the one we just did. And this is the one. So alternative. I sort of like that little die. So I want to use it. And that die will fit several of the verses on there. But if yours takes go on walkabout like mine did yesterday, you can always use a punch to come out with the same thing. Just a different look. So thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe, like. Please join the Facebook group. And I will see you on Wednesday. Have a good day. Goodbye.